Hello everybody, it's June 8th, 2018, and welcome to another update of DisneyChris.com and the Disneyland Magical Audio Tour. Sorry it has been 4 weeks since my last update, but I wanted to purposely wait until I had enough information to report on, rather than do a bunch of short little mini episodes. I decided to wait until I had enough to fill at least, 20-30 minutes. So sit back, relax, get your coffee ready, and enjoy this update. First of all, I'd like to remind everybody that tomorrow, June 9th, is Donald Duck's birthday. And since June 1st, and for 10 days, I have been featuring and will be featuring a special Song of the Day feature I'm calling 10 Days of Donald Duck. And on my homepage, you can see that today I'm featuring The Wise Little Hen, which was actually Donald Duck's very first screen appearance back in 1934. If you scroll down further on the page, you'll see that I have the song of that day, and you can actually listen to it from the home page. But if you want to go back and listen to the songs from previous days, all you have to do is click here, and it'll bring up all the songs for that current month that have been featured so far. So it goes all the way from June 1st up to the present day, which is June 8th, so you can listen to all 8 of the Donald Duck songs that I have posted so far. Not only do I have the current month, but I go all the way back to 2016. And if it's a month that I've already completed, for example, May has recently been completed, not only do I show all of the songs for that month, but at the bottom of the page I have a special continual player. So you can listen to all the songs for that month without having to click on each individual track. This is good for people that are doing stuff around the house, or they're away from their desk, or if you're at work doing other things. You don't have to keep clicking on each track, and you can enjoy the full month's worth of songs and a constant rotation, continually playing. And every month has this, except for the current month that we're on. And once June ends, I will add a continual player to that chapter as well. See, here's another one here for March 2016. So every single month has its own continual player. Just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that. And if you miss the song of the day, you can always go back and listen to it. What I generally will do is, in January, I will get rid of all the 2016 songs and start all over again. I will either have 2 years worth or 3 years worth, depending on what time of year you're listening to. For example, right now, I have 2.5 years worth because the year is half over. So I have 2016, 2017, and half of 2018. By December, I'll have all of 2018, so there'll be 3 years, but then I'll be getting rid of 2016, and it'll be just 2 years. So I kind of just keep them around for 2 years. That way, if I want to repeat songs that I've already featured, I can do that sort of thing. And it takes up less space on my website too, because every song I add costs money. Speaking of which, I wanted to kind of give you a little sales pitch here. And I try not to do this in every video, but once in a while I throw you the sales pitch here. At the top of my website on every page, the final selection here says Donate to Site. If you click on that, it'll show you 2 different ways you can help me out with the costs of running DisneyChris.com. Now, for those who don't know, I am unemployed, I am disabled, I am unable to work out of the house, I don't have a job in my home, and so I collect disability. So Every little bit of money that you can help me, because it does cost money to run my site. Every time I add new content, the ticker goes up. So the more stuff I add to my site, the more expensive it is every month for me to pay my monthly fee. So you can either go to PayPal by clicking on this yellow button here. It'll bring you to PayPal, and all you have to do is type in how much you want to donate. It'll take it right from your PayPal account, and then hit next. Now if you want to make it a monthly donation, just check this box, and then every month it'll take that amount out. Now, so if you're not interested in dealing with Patreon, you can do it the exact same thing through PayPal. Do a monthly donation through PayPal. Or alternatively, you can just do a one-time donation. Either one is most appreciated. Anything you can donate, anything you can do to help out is appreciated, be it monthly or a one-time donation. Now the other alternative is to do it through Patreon. And here is my Patreon page. And just follow the steps. You click on Become a Patron, and it'll tell you how to set it up. It'll take it from whatever payment method you'd like, a credit card. It'll even take it from PayPal if you'd like. And it'll automatically deduct a monthly donation. And the benefits of becoming a patron, or even donating via, I keep track of everybody that donates using PayPal as well, so either way that you would like to contribute, you'll benefit from this, is every month I send exclusive audio content only available to those who donate to Disney Chris, and a special package kind of set up like sort of a little folder with album art and everything set up really nice and pretty and neat, and I do that every month for everyone who is a supporter of DisneyChris.com. So there is a benefit to doing it for you and a benefit for me, and we're all happy and able to keep the site going forever, hopefully. Okay, so that's how you do that. Now, one other little sales pitch I'd like to give you is I do have a sponsor that not only sponsors my website but also my podcast, and that is Concierge. And let me tell you, my website is like so precious to me. It is like my window to the world. It's what I want to present myself as to the world at large. So everything I put on my website is meticulously thought through, and I would never put an ad like this on my home page unless it was something that I really 100% believed in all the way. Not only do I feel that this is a wonderful company, I've used their services and been more than delighted with the service that they provided for me. Remember, this costs you absolutely nothing, and it takes away all the stress of planning a Disney vacation. They basically do all the legwork for you. All you do is call them up, tell them when you're going, what your criteria is, and they set it all up for you. They make all the phone calls, all the arrangements. They set up all your fast passes. If you prefer to set up your fast passes and you don't know how to do it, they'll walk you through and teach you how to use the Disney site and how to set up fast passes. They'll book your hotel. They'll go above and beyond to help you. And again, it's a no-brainer because it absolutely costs you nothing. They don't charge you any more than Disney would charge you if you did all the work yourself. So it's like you're getting a free service at no extra cost to take away all the stress of planning your vacation. It's really a no-brainer. I can't recommend them enough. the guy who runs this company. His name is Mike. He is absolutely fantastic. He's a Disney fan like all of us. He knows all the ins and outs. He's an expert in all of this, and he likes to say that he's not a booking agent. He's a professional vacation planner, and he absolutely is. So, if you are looking for, if you're planning a future Disney vacation, I can't recommend them enough. Please try them out, and tell them that Disney Chris sent you. The benefit is that you don't have to. You don't have to think. They do all the thinking, all the planning for you, and it doesn't cost you anything at all. And they'll call you, they'll walk you through every step. I mean, he was there to help me do everything. I had a very unusual situation with my criteria was very unusual. He worked around what I needed. He went above and beyond to help me, and I'm sure he would do the same for any of his clientele. So please, please, if you're planning a Disney vacation, check them out. You will not regret it. Now that I'm done with my sales pitches, which I would never endorse something unless it was something I absolutely believed in. So just keep that in mind. That's just, morally, I would never do something like that. That's just not my way. And for me to put something right on my homepage like this means I really absolutely believe in it 100%. But that being said, let's move on to other things. So like I said, I'm doing a 10-day of Donald, but starting on June 11th, I'm doing a special thing I've never done before. I've always featured one or two Father's Day songs, but I decided to kind of really give dads the due that they deserve this year, and I'm doing 10 Days of Dad. Here's the artwork I created. This will be posted on Twitter and Facebook every day to announce what the song of the day is for that day. This picture in the middle here will change each day. You can probably guess what my first song is going to be. I won't tell you, but you might know by looking at this picture. And so for 10 days, from June 11th to June 20th, I will have a song dedicated to Disney fathers. And it was a little difficult for me to come up with 10 songs, but I think I did, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with some of the songs that I chose. So you can look forward to that for the mid-June, and then the rest of June will just be random Disney songs. Then starting July 1st, I decided, because Mickey's 90th birthday is this year. In November, Mickey will be turning 90 years old, would you believe? I created this, well, I didn't create this, but I modified this logo that was for Mickey's 60th birthday. All I did was I took the 6 and I flipped it upside down. I changed the shading of it so that it goes from light to dark, because otherwise the shading would be off because I flipped it upside down. So I reshaded it to match the 0 and flipped it upside down. And then this said 1988, so I changed it to 2018. I took the 2 from here and put that there. I took this 0 and colored it black and put it there. I took the 18 from 1988, I took the 1 for the 1988 and put it there. And then this, I just left it because it was already an 8. So I just did a little tweaking and made it a 90th birthday logo. So, giving away my secrets here. So, that being said, every Monday throughout the rest of the year, starting July 1st, will be Mickey Monday. And that means that every song that I post from July 1st through December 31st on every Monday will be a Mickey Mouse type themed song, something to do with Mickey. Now somebody questioned me, what about when you do the Halloween songs, and what about when you do the Christmas songs in December, and what about Sherman Month, and this, that, and the other? Well, first of all, I'm not going to do Sherman Month this year because of this. I'm going to just do general songs in September. Normally I do a Sherman September, but I'm not going to do it this year. It will be returning in 2019, so don't worry. But I'm just going to do a regular month of songs with the Mickey Mondays in September. For the 4th of July, which I usually do 10 days of patriotic songs, I do have a couple songs that I can include that are Mickey Mouse songs that have a patriotic theme to them, so that covers that. Same thing for October and for December. I have Halloween-themed Mickey songs and Christmas-themed Mickey songs. So I can stick with the Mickey Monday theme and still cover the holidays at the same time. So I thought that through. So every Monday from July 1st through December 31st will be a Mickey Monday. And then November will be all Mickey all month. It'll be Mickey month, because that's the month that Mickey Mouse is actually turning 90. There's a police car going by. Sorry about that. That is the month that Mickey will actually be turning 90, so I decided to make that entire month, every song that month, a Mickey Mouse song. I did that last year with Donald in June. I had a whole month of Donald songs, so now it's Mickey's turn to have his whole month of songs. That'll be happening in November. So now let's go on to the Disneyland Magical Audio Tour, what you really came to find out about, right? So before I get to that, I want to reintroduce you, or if you don't know about this, introduce you to the Audio Tour Index. This is a master index of every single track included on the Disneyland Magical Audio Tour, of which there are currently 1,579 tracks. One thing that's interesting about this page, and the only way you're able to navigate to this, is to go to this page, again, Disneyland Audio Tour Index, and down here at the bottom of this paragraph, I have a wish list. To get to the wish list, you click on this link. This shows you a complete list of all of the audio that I would like to have, but I do not currently have. However, this list is old, and I need to update it, so there are a few things on here that I have since obtained. I do need to go through this list and update it. And I'm probably looking at this, I probably should do it within the next week or so. So I will be updating this list soon. However, if you're ever wondering if there's something I'm looking for that you might have, this is where you go to check it out. One other thing I want to talk about is I do not have a search function on my site, but for those not in the know, every single person is able to do a search without having a search function. And all you have to do is on your keyboard hit Control F. You see down here it says Find in Page. So if you're on a specific page and you're looking for a specific thing, you can type in what you're looking for. I typed in Welch, and see it comes up with Welch's grape juice bar. So it'll highlight everything that has those characters in it, and that's how you're able to find if it's on the page without having to read through everything and figure it out. So remember that as a special little shortcut. Control F, and then you're able to find whatever you're looking for on a specific page. That being said, you can do the same thing for my index page. Hit Control F if you're looking for a specific thing. Pinocchio, let's say. Every instance of Pinocchio will be highlighted. Let's see if there's more than one. See, here's more Pinocchios highlighted. So if you're looking for a specific track, go to the index page, do Control F and type in what you're looking for. And then under each section, there is a link to go to that page. So if I was looking for Pinocchio's Daring Journey, and here it is, Pinocchio's Daring Journey, then just click here and it'll bring you right to that page where that's located. Pinocchio's Daring Journey. Right here. So that's how you can search for things on my site. A lot of people have been asking me, do you have this? Do you have that? That's how you can answer the question. I'm more than happy to answer the question. It does not annoy me or anything. I'm very happy to help you in any way. But if you don't want to wait for me to get back to you, that's how you can find it for yourself. Either way is up to you. If you want to ask me, feel free, no problem. Or if you just want to look for it yourself, Control F is your friend. So let me show you, since my last update, I've mostly added to 2 chapters. Way down here. There's 27 chapters. So I'm working on 20 and 21 currently. So Disneyland After Dark, let me talk about that first. These 2 tracks have been added since my last update. Let's go there. Let's see what that's all about. Now this chapter was completed, but since I completed it, Disney had the gall, the audacity to add more nighttime stuff after I was already done, without consulting me for my permission. Anyway, I added 2 new tracks for these 2 new things Disney added after I had already completed the chapter. First of all, Together Forever, a Pixar Nighttime Spectacular, is the brand new fireworks show. And yes, I have posted the audio for this. You might be asking, how the heck did you get a hold of that audio? And I'll tell you. They had a live stream that they posted online right around the time that the fireworks show first premiered. And the audio quality in the live stream was very, very good. And I think most of it was probably source from the actual source of the soundtrack. However, it did include fireworks sounds, a little bit of crowd noise, and some background hiss, background noise during some of the quieter sections. So I went through and meticulously took all that out. Yes, I was able to remove all the fireworks sounds, all the crowd noise, and all those little noisy, quiet moments. And it came out very, very good. I mean, the ideal would be to have the source recording without all of that background stuff going on. But in the meantime, this is a very, very good recording of it, and it came out very nice, and it's just, I'm really happy with it. I spent hours and hours and hours working on it. It's only less than 12 minutes long, but I spent about a day and a half cleaning it. But the work has paid off. It sounds fantastic, and I hope you all enjoy it. I'm really happy with it, and I'm glad that I'm able to include something brand new on the site. The other thing I worked on is the recent Star Wars night, which is part of the continuing Disneyland After Dark series of nighttime events, special ticketed events. I also recently added the Throwback Night, which was the first one, and now I'm including Star Wars Night. Let me explain some of the things I included. And also, I have to give big shout-outs to my friend Scott Leonard, who helped me set this up. A lot of the mixes and things included were his original work that he gave me the okay to use, because I am just not a Star Wars expert. I'm only a casual fan of Star Wars, so I don't know a lot of the ins and outs of the different musical cues and whatnot. So the other thing is that Scott has been kind of keeping tabs on all the Star Wars stuff added to the parks and editing things, and he had already had a whole folder of stuff that was ready to go before this event even happened. And some of the things that were included came directly from Disney's Hollywood Studios when they have done things. For example, the fireworks soundtrack is the same as the one they used at the Disney Hollywood Studios, which Scott had already set up. So he sent me all his stuff, and I pieced it together and made a representation of all the different things that were included in the Star Wars night. Also included is a piece of DJ Elliott's set at the Tomorrowland Terrace. He's a mixologist, and he does a lot of Disney events. I have other tracks of his on my site, and I have been in communication with him in the past, and he's given me the okay to use his mixes on my site, and he has the okay to use any of my stuff for his purposes. And he used actually a little piece of audio that I had edited together for Disneyland After Dark, the 1962 television special with Walt from The Wonderful World of Color. And his little intro at the beginning of his set took a little, he edited it to his own, for his own use a little bit. He didn't take it directly, but he did use some of the things that I had put together for that, and then changed it a little for his own purposes. But that being said, he actually not only played the music at the Tomorrowland Terrace, but it was piped throughout the entire park. So what gave me goosebumps is the fact that some of my editing, even though it was only, 30 seconds, was actually played throughout all of Disneyland, which just kind of made me feel really happy to hear that some of my work was being heard by all the people in Disneyland and piped throughout the whole park. So thanks to DJ Elliott for giving me that special opportunity to have that happen. So anyway, his little section is about 8 minutes. If you're not into techno music, it's not just because it kind of starts off with techno music and you might think the whole track is just techno, but no, it's only about 8 minutes, and then it goes into more soundtrack music from the films and stuff and different things with lots of fun sound bites. It's got meet and greets, with Chewbacca sounds and all sorts of fun things. So be sure to check that out if you're a Star Wars fan especially. So that brought me back up to date with the Disneyland After Dark chapter, and once again, for now, the chapter is done. For now. Nothing is ever done. I should not even use the word done. I should just say it's complete. It's up to date, because you never know when something else is going to happen with Disney, and I'll have to add even more to the chapter. The next chapter that I'm going to talk about, and the last one I'm going to talk about for today, is Disneyland Bandstand. And this chapter I have been working on for over a year, and I'm so ready to have it done. But I did reach a milestone. Let me show you my little folder here where I'm keeping all my setups, things that are ready for final editing. It says 19 here, but actually it's 18 because 18 tracks left to edit, because this one is just a little sound effects thing that I've been using to enhance certain things. It's not actually a track that I'm going to be using. It's just something I'm kind of using to enhance some of these other things. So it's actually just 18 left to go, which is sort of a milestone because the chapter has 118 tracks, which means I've actually reached the 100 mark of finished tracks for this chapter, and I just have 18 to go. Let me talk about the things that I added since my last update. First of all, I want to mention Big Bands in Disneyland, a summer concert series. This is all audio from the television special that was on the Disney Channel in 1984, and it was all taped from live performances. Some of the source material I have comes from old VHS recordings that people made that they posted on YouTube, and the sound quality is quite poor, and I had to do a lot of work to clean it up. And in some cases it muddied things up in order to remove the background noise. It left kind of a muddy sound, so I had to go through and do some special little tinkering to kind of improve that. And I still have to kind of do tinkering as I do the final editing. That's why I have that applause sound effect, is to kind of make the applause sound crisper and less muffled. So that's why I have that special sound effect in that folder I just showed you, in order to kind of make the applause between songs sound a little nicer. So long story short, these are going to be a lot of work to do. So far I've only done one of them, and that's the Glenn Miller Orchestra. I have 11 left to go, and I'm sort of been putting these off because it's going to be a lot of work, and I'm not particularly looking forward to doing them because it's just tedious work. But I will get it done, but I'm probably going to save this whole section until the final section and get everything else done first and then go back to this. This Legends of Jazz in Disneyland is what I just recently have been working on, and I'm almost done with this section now. And these are famous bands that, for one reason or another, did not get represented on that 1984 television special. But had the special continued on beyond 12 episodes, I'm relatively certain that most of these bands would have been represented because they performed in Disneyland quite often. And so I kind of created a separate section for all the famous band leaders that were not on the TV special, and that's what this section is. Now, that's my phone, sorry about that. There's only one left to go on this section, and that's this one here. Over the past few days I've been working on this section, and I'm almost done. I've recently added this one, Horace Heidt Jr., Myron Florin. Mickey Finn's was already completed a long time ago. That's the only one that was done on the whole section. Maynard Ferguson, Pete Fountain, Louis Bellson, Freddie Martin. So I only have one left to go, and this one is actually a conglomeration of several different bands that only performed once or twice in the park, whereas all of these get their own separate track because they were regulars. This one just sort of represents people that just performed in the park a few times. So it's basically one song for each group as a mix. This one is about an hour long. I'm going to work on this today, and it might be finished by the time you're listening to this video. So depending on when you're watching this, it might already be finished. So that's kind of my next project, and then I can put a period on this whole More Legends of Jazz in Disneyland section. So that's what I've been working on most recently. Also, I'm almost done with this Totally 80s After Dark section, which was previously completed, but then, as you may or may not know, I ran across a whole bunch of extra groups that played in the park, and I had to redo everything. And then I also decided to add a 1990s mix, which is the early 90s, so I'm just kind of grouping it with the 80s section, because it kind of fits with the whole... It's the same sort of music as the rest of it, so it kind of all fits together. But everything in this section is done and updated, including this one, which was not done during my last update. I have since completed it, the Part 2 of the 80s, which is 85 to 89 Grad Night. So the last track I have left to do is this 1990s Grad Night. It's about an hour and a half long. I've done the first 4 songs of it, and I decided to move on to something else because I was kind of getting bored with all this 80s, 90s pop music. It's not exactly my favorite kind of music to begin with, and I needed a break from it. So I started working on this, and I was just getting so bored by it that I decided to move on to this section instead, which is music I absolutely love, jazz. So that's why I kind of dropped that and went up here and started finishing this instead. But I will get back to this one and have it done very soon. And even though I'm not a huge fan of 90s music, I'm sure a lot of you watching this are. So it's not just about me, it's about, something to appeal to everybody. The swing bands in Disneyland, as you may or may not know, has been completed for a long time, that whole section. Tomorrowland Terrace is the final section I need to finish. And there's 5 songs here. These 3 right here, Aquabats, Ally and AJ, and Soto Band, they are more recent. I originally wasn't going to include these, and then as I am looking for things and digging through articles and whatnot, I come across more and more bands that I didn't know about. Aquabats and Ally and AJ were on the site for my last update, but brand new, something I just added, was the Soto Band. And I came across them. I never had heard of them, but apparently they performed at Disneyland quite a bit at the Tomorrowland Terrace, and I found quite a bit of music of theirs, so I created about an hour-long mix of this, and I will be including that now. Then down at the bottom here I have the Bolts and Thomasina, which have been kind of waiting for me to get to for some time. They've been on the site for a year or more, waiting for me to finally finish, and I will get them done. And like I said, I only have 18 tracks to go. I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. I would like to set a goal for myself to have this chapter done by the end of July. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I mean, it's definitely possible. I just kind of have to buckle down. The only thing is, I have more than just this project. I have my podcast, which takes a lot of time to edit and research and record. And then I have my Song of the Day, which I have to set up every month. That takes time. And then I also have a little thing called my life, which I need to, step away and relax once in a while. I can't do this 24 hours a day. I need to step away and do other things. So anyway, that being said, that's where I am currently at with the Disneyland Magical Audio Tour. I hope everybody enjoyed this update, and I will try not to be as lengthy before my next update. I will try to do it at least in the next 3 weeks, if not 2 weeks. I'll try not to wait 4 weeks this next time. I know a lot of people, even though I don't have that many people watching these, the few people that do watch these really enjoy them and really look forward to them, and I appreciate that, and I don't want to have to keep you all waiting. And so I'll try not to wait as long for the next update. So, that being said, happy Father's Day, happy early summer, and I will talk to you all very soon.